Welcome everyone to Dancehousedance podcast. I'm your host Will Morales, and for those of you who are tuning in for the first time, this podcast is about the all things house music. And today I got a great guest who, if you guys see him, you guys remember him from Central Park. He used to come with DJ Dracula, among other people. KC Production, DJ KC. What's up, my brother? How you doing?
What's up, guys? How you doing, man? Thank you for the invite. It's good to
No,
be.
it's my pleasure. So, Casey, tell us a little bit about yourself. How did you get into house music?
Oh,
What was
wow.
that journey like? That got you here to today.
Well, I mean, I started as a teenager. Started very young. And I bought my first album. Actually, let me if you want to go know from the beginning,
Yeah.
probably like many people used to listen to KTU 92 KTU,
Yes.
WBFS, Kiss FM. And I used to listen to Paco Supermix and listening to the Latin Rascals. And um, the Latin Rascals were the ones that really got me, you know, into music. And I mean, music is in my blood anyway, because my dad was a salsero. He played congas. He had his own bands. My uncle played with Angel Canales. So music is runs in my family. You know what I
Right.
mean? So there was always music in my house. Everywhere we went, there was jam sessions, congas, and everything. My uncle with the trombone and the timbales and everything. So music was in my life. My brother even plays congas too.
Okay.
I don't know if you know my brother's Kenwood.
I probably, if I see him, I'll probably know who he
Kenwood
is.
was
Yeah.
always on the microphone at the
Oh yeah. I remember him. Yeah.
he
Okay.
he's my brother, real brother.
Okay. Yeah.
But anyway, so that being said, DJing was something that you know I looked forward, look through,
Yeah.
and then so I started with the hip hop, with the freestyle, and the first album that I ever bought was Diana Ross's The Boss,
Oh wow. Okay.
right? And so I used to also draw graffiti and do stuff like that. So every time I used to draw, I used to write on the bottom another KC production.
Ah. Okay.
So Casey's my initials, Kevin Caraballo. Those are my initials, right?
Okay.
So when I started DJing, I used to make mixtapes and I used to write on them Casey Production mixtape.
Right. And you came
So
with that name out of the blue,
I
just
just out of the blue, man. It was just another Casey production because I drew it, and I mixed it, So I bought my first Technique turntables with the belt drives, and then
yeah.
so that and then I had my little Gemini mixer, you know what I'm saying? And then buying records all the time, going downtown to Downtown Records, um,
Yeah.
Rock and Soul, Tower Records, Vinyl Mania I used to go
Yeah.
to a lot. But yeah, so I started out with the hip hop and the freestyle and the club music. And then I took a break in the maybe early 90s, close to the mid 90s,
Right.
a life break, you know. Um, I had my daughters, I had to scramble and get work, even though I had my equipment and stuff like that, I just, so everywhere I went, my music went with me,
Right.
but I used to do weddings, I did parties, baby showers, stuff like that, like mobile stuff.
Right.
And then after the life break, like it, I lost touch with the music. I used to work for Sleeping Bag Records in high school. I
Okay.
don't know if you guys remember Sleeping Bag Records,
I remember
but
I heard the name. Yeah.
Sleeping Bag Records, EPMD, Tila Rock, Nocera, Hanson and Davis.
Yes.
I mean, all of those groups back then, those were big name groups. Mantronics, people remember
Yeah.
Mantronics. Um, so that's how my record collection got bigger and bigger and bigger.
Right.
You know, so during that break, every time I was, moving around and this and that, like all my music went with me, my vinyl or my equipment, but it was like collecting dust,
Mm.
so I really wasn't doing much with it. And then come 2017, like I think 2016, I sold all my stuff. I sold my records. I sold my Technique 1200s. I sold my mixers. I sold my amplifier, everything. I sold it because
Wow.
I wasn't doing anything with it,
Right.
you know? And then, then the computer age, right, comes out. And then I started, you know, um, listening to music in my headphones and mixing music on the computer,
Right.
and kind of like making CDs like on the computer. As
Yeah.
crazy as it sounds, but a lot of them came out really good. I had tons of mixtapes, like cassette tapes,
Right. Right.
but those got lost in the sauce and everything, freestyle and club mixes and stuff like that. So here's 2017 comes around, and my brother hits me up. He says, "Hey, listen, you know, you should start playing music again." And so I was like, I was skeptical about it.
Right.
Then I found this cell phone app and this iPad app that I can mix music with, and I started to do that, and I started to make mixes from my iPad.
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, crazy as it is, but there was Apple has this software called DJ iDJ or something like that. I don't remember the exact name, but anyway, I
Yeah.
used to make mixes on my iPad.
Okay.
Sent those to a friend, Dracula, DJ Dracula,
Yeah.
uh, and also to Deuce Martinez from DWOW Music Radio, who used to play in the Central Park
Plug too. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Landscapers, right? So that started my music journey again, 2017. And I used to send guest mixes to Dracula, to my buddy DJ Skit Joints,
Okay.
uh, and Deuce Martinez, and they used to play my mixes on the air. And Deuce was like, "Hey,
Nice.
listen, I got an open slot. If you're, interested, these are the times." It was Wednesdays 10 to 1 or 10 to 11 or something. 10 to 1, I think it was.
Was that
um,
your first gig?
so that was my first internet gig. Like I had my own show.
Yeah.
Sid Joins gave me the name, says we're gonna call it Rockin' the Beats with
Okay.
KC Productions. So I was like, that sounds cool. So that got the ball rolling. Then my brother surprises me with his little controller, DJ controller. And he's like, yo, get a laptop and, start doing stuff. So I got my controller back and like started learning it. Again, learning DJing again. It was like, slowly but surely.
Yeah.
So house music started uh, before maybe I, I would say 2011. I started to listen to like house music and club music like online and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Louis Vega, Tony Humphreys, David Morales,
Yeah.
Frankie Knuckles, all of those guys, like, listening to all of them. And I went to the clubs a lot,
Yeah.
and I followed Louis Vega around. I went to 1018, the Underground. I was there with those were my spots,
Yeah.
1018, Old Roxy, um,
Mhm.
and the Underground on 14th Street,
Oh
Unions
yeah, I remember that.
Square
Yeah.
over there.
Yeah.
I don't, and many people don't remember the Saint, but the Saint was in the Lower East Side,
Okay.
and that was like a multi-level club. And Jose the Animal Diaz was one of the DJs there. So me working with Sleeping Bag Records, I got a lot of like comp, stuff to get in to these places, and listen to the music. I don't really dance. I dance when I play, but I'm not a dancer
Right.
like
Right.
many
Right. Right.
others.
Yeah.
So that being said, like I went from a small controller to, and I got to a bigger controller. My first outdoor gig, really, after a gazillion years, was playing with Dracula at the Central Park
Pause.
Skater
Yeah,
Circle.
which is crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So, and I remember you came up to me a couple of times. I played some tracks. He's like, "Oh man, I love this. I love this. What you're playing. I love what you're playing."
Yeah, yeah. I would say,
And
man, these are bangers that you were playing. I remember that. Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
energy that you guys gave me, man, it just fueled the fire. It it was such positive energy, positive vibes, and so moving on and playing on the internet, I met a lot of people,
Yeah.
you know. Um, I met DJ Dada, who you
Oh
interviewed.
yeah, yeah. I
Saw
interviewed her.
her,
Yeah.
I saw her interview, and her and I hit it off. That's my sister. Like she's awesome.
Oh my gosh,
Um,
she's such a good DJ. I love the way she
she
plays.
is
Yeah.
she's a great person. Jason Rios, I know you know who that is. He played a couple of times with us at
Yes,
Skater Circle.
I remember that.
Um,
Yeah, I remember him. Yep.
yeah, so I've done stuff with him. I went to Texas with him and La Diva,
Yeah.
um, and we played out there with some other DJs, DJ Willie Will Rodriguez and DJ Easy Baez,
Yeah.
uh, and also Lady Love. She didn't play in the Central Park Skaters, but she is also great DJ. So meeting those people, just being around the positive energy, right?
Yeah.
There's also negative energy in the house music
I,
community.
I'm starting to learn that when I talk to certain people about that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad, man, because house music is about love and having, just good vibes. You know what I mean? And
100%.
when you hear certain tracks, you feel them,
Oh
you know what
yeah.
I mean? So, but and that's very sad. A lot of that negative stuff that I try to avoid any of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I played a couple of times in Coney Island. I got a couple of stuff coming up too. But we could, you'll ask me about that later. But anyway, so my addiction has grown. So now I got a bigger setup in my house, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like, and I also make sure that the sound is good. You got enough
Yeah.
bass, you got enough treble, you got enough mids, everything, the highs. Make sure that it sounds good. So I'm very like particular when it comes to that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so
That's some journey though. We're talking with
yeah,
DJ KC Productions. You know, one of the things it's and you named it. You named your like your influences or people you like: Louis Vega, Tony Humphries, WKTU, BLS. I mean, my God, you get if people knew from the 80s and 90s that these guys were playing, whether you want to call it freestyle or the beginning of house music, those guys were it. So let me ask you a question. Um, now the DJ's equipment has evolved, right? Before, you carry vinyl, now you could just have it on a computer.
right.
How did you feel about that when that switch was made? Were you were for it? Do they make guys that are not really DJs into DJs? What do you think about the evolution of the mixing now?
I thought it's amazing. I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
Stuff that they have now. You know what I mean? You still have people that frown upon the digital and they live on the vinyl and the analog.
Yeah.
I miss my vinyl. I can't lie. I miss my turntables. I miss, mixing by ear and not by sight. Because now you're looking at the screen and
Yeah.
you got DJs that beat match. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you got
yeah, yeah, yeah.
DJs that I do both. I
Okay.
I mix by ear, and then I mix by what's on the screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I killed my fear of CDJs because when I first started going back into DJing at the controller,
Yeah.
and I think it was Jason Rios. I went to his house. He has a studio in his house in Staten Island, and he introduced me to the CDJ.
Okay. What
He
is
said,
that?
"Don,
If you could talk more about that.
well, a CDJ is just it's like a turntable. It's a digital turntable, right?
Okay.
You put your flash drive in there, or you take a CD and you put your CD in there and
Oh,
you
okay.
play tracks on that, right? So it's
Okay.
not really vinyl, it's all digital,
Right.
right? So
Makes it
it's
easy to carry now.
right, correct.
Yeah.
So you're right. So you don't have to bring crates of records with you or record bags or whatever, however people so people have usually the case with the CDJs and your mixer.
Right.
So it, that was intimidating because that's the standard right now in the clubs, right? The CDJs. You got to know how to play on CDJs,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Everybody plays with the laptop and the controller. Yeah, that's awesome too. That's nothing wrong with that. But then you have laptop issues.
Okay.
Sometimes I've had a couple of sets where my laptop freezes up on me.
Ooh.
And because I have so much stuff going on. So I decided, let me buy something as a standalone unit
Okay.
that I put in a flash drive. Yeah, it's a controller, but it's a lot bigger,
Okay.
right? And then I also purchased two small, they're not CDJs, they're called XDJs. They don't
Okay.
have the CD feature, but they have the flash drive. So you put your flash drive in there and it's just like a CDJ, it's just smaller. So, and then I have two of those set up. So I'll send you a picture and show you what I have, what I
Yeah.
use,
Yeah. That'd be cool.
you
Yeah.
know. Um, and that's my safe haven.
Yeah. No, I can imagine. So
That's that's my safe haven, man.
no, and that's a smart investment that you did. Have a standalone type of DJ equipment. So where are you playing now mostly? Like any upcoming gigs that you got coming up, or are you still? I think you're a Mixcloud too, right? So well, I'll definitely put that on the show notes and everything. But where are you? Uh, like some of your gigs that you like to do, or where you like to do them?
All right. So I started out on DWOW Music Radio and I played for them about for 2 years. And then I didn't like a lot of stuff that was happening. So I kind of took myself away from there. And I went over to Veteran Squad Radio. Veteran Squad Radio is also on Mixler,
Hmm.
right? So I play on Veteran Squad Radio every Thursday from 7 to 9 and every Saturday from 9 to midnight,
Okay.
right? And I'll send you the link too if you want. You can put
Yeah,
that,
I want to put that on the show notes. Yeah,
right?
definitely.
And then Sundays I also play on Mixcloud, and that's video stream, right? So
Yeah.
I kind of up my game with that. And I wasn't really into that stuff, you know what I mean? I like to be in the background. I don't like to be on camera kind of thing, you know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
kind of getting used to it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I play for House of Genre
Yeah. Okay.
on Sundays from 5 to 7. And
Okay.
that's great DJs from really all over the world, from the UK, from London to Germany to Norway, and from New Jersey to Brooklyn, Queens. I mean, some amazing DJs are playing on the stations that I'm on.
Yeah.
Um, Zero drama. I'm staying away from all of that nonsense.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, I'm staying away from all of that drama. So, upcoming events, I have an upcoming event on August 16th at La Maqueta. It's
Okay.
disco night.
Ah, okay.
So it's from 4 to 9. La Maqueta is the spot is on 112th, right underneath the Metro North train.
Yeah,
Nice
yeah, I know that
spot.
spot. Yeah.
Sound system is good. They got super clean, air conditioned bathrooms there. So there's no problems with that.
Is that indoors and outdoors or just mostly?
It's an outdoor venue,
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
it's under the train.
Right. I know the
Right. So
area.
if it's
Yeah.
raining, you're good. It's not going to
Okay.
rain on you, right? Because the train tracks, everything is above you. So nothing there, you're not getting rained on. So everything is dry under there. So
And that's August 16th,
August 16th, that's a Friday from 4 to 9 p.m.
4 to 9 p.m. Oh, okay. All right. I'll definitely let some of my friends know. Well, first of all, Casey, I wanted to thank you so much for being on Dance House Dance. I
Oh,
definitely
thank
got to have you back on because I know we got more to talk about. And
you.
if somebody wanted to get in contact with you, what's the best way?
So you can email me. My email is kcaraballo69 at gmail.
Yeah.
That's an easy one. And then my Instagram is DJKC_production 69, all lowercase. You can
Okay.
find me on Facebook at KC Prod.
Okay.
You see my ugly face on on the profile pic. And then on Mixler and Mixcloud on Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Yeah, no, again, I'll definitely put that on the show notes. Well, anyway, KC, my man, I could talk to you all day, but I really
Yeah, man. I'm
appreciate
sorry,
you
man.
being on Dance podcast. I really appreciate it, brother.
I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate the invite and the convo.
Yeah, no,
I'm
definitely,
sorry,
man.
I'm long-winded, so I know you had a lot more questions,
No,
but
no, that's okay. Like I said, we'll definitely have you back on again. Well, anyway, my brother, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
thank you, man. God bless.
You too. Bye bye.